We're going to talk about my birthday.
What about your birthday?
I'm turning 32 years old.
What you gonna do for your birthday?
Hmm, I don't know exactly.
Do you celebrate birthdays?
Well, sure, why not?
What does a birthday mean to you?
Um, it means that four more seasons have passed and I got to see it.
Do you ever plan anything for the upcoming year?
What do you mean?
Like, do you say you're getting ready to be 32, so you do say, while I'm 32, I want to do the following things?
What? Oh, no. I've never done that.
Okay. Do you like receiving gifts for your birthday?
I like to be around the people that I love. And that to me is a gift.
Would you want them to do anything? Like sing you a song or, I don't know, have a party?
Well, I guess if they wanted to, that would be nice. I mean, if somebody wanted to give me something, I remember one time I was given a gift and I wasn't expecting it. And it was so thoughtful and wonderful. I still have the gift. It's a scarf.
Okay.
I wear it all the time. It's a long scarf, so I can wrap it around my neck a lot of times. And it's kept me warm in very cold weather.
was that
And
was that gift for your birthday, or was it just a gift?
it was for my birthday, and I wasn't expecting it. And it was really nice. But I never would have said, it's like hindsight. In hindsight, I could say that was a great gift, but going forward, I would not think, I hope to get that gift, or I hope to get this thing or that thing.
So since your 31st year is almost over, you're quickly approaching 32.
Hmm.
How was your 31st year? How did that go for you?
You
What
know,
are some milestones that happened to you this year?
it was interesting. Let me see. When did it start? It started last year. Let's
Mm-hmm.
see. Um, oh, so many things happened. Um, well, I learned a lot about myself very quickly
Okay.
this past year.
What did you learn?
I learned that I am very imaginative. I learned that I can imagine a whole reality and then live in it.
Is that good?
It can be, but it can also be horrible. I guess it depends on how much that imagination is working.
What else did you learn or accomplish this year? Let me rephrase that. Looking back on your 31st year, are you going to say this was a good year, a bad year, or just a regular year?
It was an amazing year.
Okay.
And I think it was amazing because of how much I've continued to change and grow.
How do you know you're growing?
Well, um, I guess I don't know if I'm growing. I know that I'm changing.
How are you changing?
Well, I don't know exactly yet,
Okay.
but I know that I have changed because I no longer recognize the person I used to be. Whenever I get presented with um, examples of who I used to be, I think, whoa, that was some crazy shit. But but I know that that was me. It's like I feel that it was me, but it seems so very unfamiliar. so very unfamiliar. Like I'll hear something, someone will tell me something that I said once, and it's like that's not me, but it used to be. Or I'll read something that I wrote a long time ago, and it'll feel like I'm hearing something foreign from some strange person that I've never known. But I find it interesting that that was me and that I did know that person at one time.
Yes.
I think that recording yourself is very powerful. I mean, even if you just keep a diary that you can go back to later, but you know, like if you have a music career or you know you write books or something like that, you can actually go back and re-experience thoughts and feelings, things that you had in the past, and to be able to see. You know, I can't imagine. I can't imagine not having access to myself. To live a life where I never have access to myself. Where I really truly believe that every thought that I have is always me being the same. Does that make sense?
No.
Okay. I've been in conversations with people over years, so I'm like old friends or family members, where they'll say something today is completely different from something they said 5 years ago, but they'll swear that they have not changed their perspective on that thing.
Okay.
So they'll say, you know, there's nothing wrong with being gay. There's nothing wrong. Homosexuals should be able to do whatever they want to do. I believe in equal rights. And then 5 years ago, they'd be like, I can't stand faggots. They just, why they always got to run around looking like, you know, just being flamboyant and spreading all that gay shit. Nobody want to hear that bullshit. And then for you to explain to them that this is how you used to feel. You used to not like homosexuals, and now you have no problem with homosexuals. And they'll be like, that's not true. I've always been like this.
Right.
You know, I've experienced those types of things with people before. And I've not had the luxury of experiencing that with myself because I'm so recorded.
Yeah.
I've recorded myself for so long that I constantly have to actually deal with my inconsistencies over time.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So, you've been changing a lot this year, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Over your 31st year.
Mm-hmm.
What has your art been doing?
I don't know. You should ask it.
I don't know how to do that.
Me neither. I don't know what it's been doing. I mean, I know what I've been doing. That's like asking, what is your cooking been doing over the past? What has your food been doing?
My food's been getting healthier.
Your food's been okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. Well, in that respect, let me try to answer your question. What has my art been doing? My art has been, it's been kind of psychotic. It's been kind of it's not resolved. It's not resolved. I don't have, there was a time when I knew exactly what I was doing. Now, whether or not it was good or bad was completely irrelevant. I knew exactly what I was doing. And that's okay. Like, I'm totally cool with doing what I want to do or doing what I plan to do. But right now, I don't know exactly what I'm doing. So I don't know what my art is doing.
Well, that's good to know. So what happened to you most recently? Like 3 or 4 days ago? 3 days ago?
Oh, I got my wisdom teeth pulled. The dentist went into my mouth and snatched out my teeth from the back of my mouth.
How'd that work out for you?
Well, they had the nitrous oxide up to the legal limits, and I felt nothing. So I did go to sleep, so I wasn't awake during the process. However, there was a point where I did wake up a little bit and I felt some drilling going on. I even said, ouch. There was so much noise and excitement that I knew that they weren't listening to me or cared what I thought about that. So it was a very strange experience. And then, of course, to have teeth that have been with me for so many years just taken away. Yeah, I felt a little violated, but I volunteered to be violated in that way. So I guess I deal with it.
Okay.
I have holes in the back of my mouth. They hurt. I'm on drugs. I'm on painkillers. Um, it's been a wild ride. It's been a wild ride.
Is there anything else you want?
I'm very glad about that.
Is there anything else you want to talk about from your 31st year or approaching your 32nd year or your life in general?
Oh boy, the 30s, the 30s. You know, I was told that things would get easier, and I'm seeing why.
Why?
It's because, um, and I guess the decade or the age that you are is irrelevant, but I'm kind of settling into who I am. It sounds so cliche. I'm settling into who I am, but I'm settling into who I am. It's like nobody can tell me who I am anymore. Like I'm pretty solid on that. Nobody can tell me, "Oh, that's not you," or "You should be ashamed of yourself." You know, the stuff like that. You get that kind of stuff when you're young. You should be ashamed of yourself. People used to tell me that. People used to tell me that I should be ashamed of myself because of different things that I would do that perhaps they thought I shouldn't have done or they thought that I should be ashamed of, and I wasn't. So now I'm really sure that I'm not ashamed of myself. So, you know, I should be ashamed of myself. Like, why? For what reason? I mean, maybe you should be ashamed of yourself. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe they were ashamed of themselves. Maybe my living my life um, reflected to them something that they were ashamed of. And so they felt ashamed and had to express that through me somehow. People are very strange in that way, especially with young people. Young people, it's hard being young because adults really want to project themselves onto young people. They really do. Because I think adults see themselves in young people. I think adults see what they could have been. Especially if you're a parent of a child. You know, if you're a parent of a child, and I speak from the perspective of being the child of a parent. But, you know, you look at your child and you see yourself and you want to fix that. You know?
I guess.
It's just a thought.
Yeah.
It's like you look at your child and you want to fix that. Like you don't want the child to go through life. You don't want the child to experience the pain that you experienced. You know? Assuming that there's pain there. You don't want the child to experience the pain. So you try to protect the child from themselves. I mean, that's what all of that is about anyway. That's what all the rules and all the parenting and all that is about anyway. It's trying to protect the child from themselves, not realizing that child is going to have to go through pain. The child must experience pain. You cannot protect a child from themselves. All you can do is make sure that the child knows that they can't run your house. You know what I mean? It's like you can make sure that the child doesn't try to run your house. But other than that, I mean, you can't live a child's life.
Very true. So are we done with this podcast?
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah.